Hey, 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 happy Friday everyone. Welcome to today's live. I hope you're all doing well. I'm the Urban Seer, your guide to love, destiny and manifesting the life you desire. Like I say, welcome to today's live. I hope you're all doing well. I hope your week has been well. The list is now closed. If you missed today's list, I will be live again Monday. So I go live every Monday and Friday. Just keep an eye on the community tab for all the schedule updates. Quick reminder on how I read. So I'm an energy reader, here to bring insight and clarity to your situation. So please do provide as much context and detail when asking your question. I don't do yes, no questions, timelines or general readings. The more detail and context that it allows me to connect to your energy and give you a more meaningful reading. So please bear that in mind when stating your question. But let me go and grab the list. Hey Namira, hey Diamond Girl, hey Sujan, I don't know how to pronounce that. Sujan, I'm not even going to attempt, please tell me. Virgo Empress, Tempress, Tia, Ivo, thank you all for being here. Let me get this list. Yes, lists filling up quickly nowadays, which is great. I'm using the Gypsy Fair Tarot. I've got the incense going today. So let me just give everyone a little cleanse who's here to watch the live. Let this smoke cleanse your aura. Take a deep breath. Center yourself. Be open to the messages that Spirit has for us today. And I'm going to cleanse the cards. So just take a deep breath. Let your energy drop into your center. And let's have this moment of calm on this Friday. Okay. So first up we have, hey Sruthi, we have Diamond Girl. Thank you, Lily. I don't know if you're on the list, Lily, so if you're new here, there is a pinned comment at the top of the chat which takes you to a list to be added to. So Diamond Girl asks, Diamond, I'll show you in a minute, Namira. I'll tell you. Actually, hold on. Oh, literally, where did I put my incense? 1 second. I thought I might show you guys, but I wasn't sure if you'd be interested. This is the incense that I use, guys, for anyone. You might recognize it if you use incense yourself. Love the smell. Okay. So Diamond Girl asks, who's my forever person that's coming towards me in love, single? Let's see if we can get an energy read on them, okay? Characteristics. Diamond Girl. You may as well, for reference to you, Diamond Girl, these characteristics, if Spirit brings them through, sometimes if you need to know, if it's the right time for you to know, they'll bring this through. you may recognize these characteristics and someone that you already know and they're already in your energy field. Or if you don't, then it'll most likely be someone new who is yet to move into your energy field in your life and space, okay? Interesting. So what I get first is more the nature of the relationship, okay? The Eight of Wands, as we can see here, is like fireworks. It will move fast. And I feel like that would be your sort of first indication and sign is of this connection of when you meet with this person, that there won't be delays because there won't be the insecurities of maybe past connections. There'll be a certainty in this connection which will allow it to move fast because it feels right. And sometimes when things say have moved slow, it seems to be too difficult in a connection. It doesn't move smoothly. That can be, you know, a strong indicator that there is something missing in this connection or something not aligned. There's something about the nature of this connection, this person as well. It wants his fire energy is that they'll want to move forward with you quickly. They'll have a certainty and kind of want to nail this connection down and make it in order to kind of hold on to you and not lose you. I want to ask what this Seven of Wands which came out about, because it's about standing your ground and being stubborn. I think this is maybe come through about what's required of you to because we go from the Seven of Wands to the Eight of Wands, yeah, so it's like a natural progression. And I feel like for you there is some place, Diamond Girl, where you need to hold your ground. So maybe this is resisting going back to old connections that aren't right for you. If that's in your energy space, it's about keeping your standards high and not settling, being stubborn. And there may be people that come and go into your energy space that try to offer you less, try to push you into a place, a spot that doesn't feel right for you. And this is about you saying no. I'm going to hold out for what I want. And it does feel like old energies may be lingering, people around you who maybe won't let you go, maybe will cycle back round, and you having to stay strong and not go back to a connection that you know isn't right for you. So I hope that resonates, Diamond Girl. Hey, Nat Nat. I hope you're well. Yeah, hopefully you can catch us on Monday. The lists are filling up fast at the moment, Nat Nat. Country, my love, if you are here, please go ahead and post. Ah, there we go. Awesome. Thank you, country. Just going to move this into picture. Hey, Geeta. Country says, what can I expect moving forward in the connection with MJ? Aquarius. He's an ex who was afraid of commitment and now has found his way back around. Not sure if I should allow him space here. Okay, let's see what Spirit says. Spirit, please bring through the energy surrounding the connection with MJ. And what can country expect moving forward? Ooh, King of Pentacles. I feel like when we've looked at MJ in the past, that there was a shift and a positive change that we saw in him. And I would say that the King of Pentacles is commenting that again. The King of Pentacles is a nice energy that you would like to see in a relationship. Okay, this is someone that you can rely on. This is someone who has themselves together, really. Okay, so maybe they've found their way, found their path, matured as well, because they are a king, so there is a maturity here. So they've grown as a person. They may have grown professionally too. I don't know if they've had changes in their career, but just with it being Pentacles, this can be comments on this is someone who can be financially successful, on their way to being financially successful, has a career path. I don't know how much you probably, I imagine, know where they're at on that journey. I'm going to pull one more just because I'm nosy, but this really says that they are different. King of Pentacles is not afraid of commitment. King of Pentacles is all about commitment. One more, please, Spirit. Finally, says Country, it's time for a grow up. Yeah. Ooh. And then this is you. I feel like this is you being like, maybe that you've changed, as well, or you're in your Queen of Wands energy. Queen of Wands is very direct in their communication, is really quite fierce and feisty, doesn't hold back from taking charge of a situation or kind of laying it out very clearly about what she wants. It's a bit like she's quite a peaceful Queen of Wands here, but kind of inside this facade, this peaceful, beautiful kind of facade, inside there is an intense fire that burns, and she will not suffer fools gladly. This train is leaving the station. You can either get on board or you can leave, yeah? But the Queen of Wands isn't hanging around. So I feel like also that you've changed, maybe, Country, as well, and maybe that you have more confidence or more assertiveness, not to allow time wasters to sort of hang around. So believe and trust in yourself as well, that people can either get on board with you or keep moving, yeah? But this is positive, this is hopeful, worth pursuing this, I would say, Country, because we've also got a King and a Queen come through, which is always kind of a powerful message, really, of a pairing. Hope that resonated. Country says, I agree. I'm glad that resonated, Country. Good morning. Don't be stalking me, dude. Nice to see you. Thank you, Geeta, for helping, for moderating you. Country says, no worries, I'm nosy too. Yeah, I've always got to ask that extra one question. Yes, get right or get left. I like that. Get right or get left. Yeah, Danny, my dear, if you are here, I haven't seen Danny. Thank you, Geeta, kindly for moderating. I've seen Alvin. Alvin, if you want to post, because I'm not sure if Danny's here. If Danny does post, I'll obviously read for him if he posts in time. Thank you, Geeta. Thank you, Alvin. Awesome. Let's go. Alvin says, what messages do my spirits have about my mother who just passed a few days ago? Alvin, I'm so sorry. She was sick for quite a few years, and while it was sooner than we hoped, we anticipated her passing this year. Incredibly painful and difficult though, Alvin. Nonetheless, even though, you know, expected it. So let's see what Spirit has to say. I don't do mediumship, you know, as messages from people who have passed over directly, but I can certainly interpret messages from Spirit. Three of Pentacles. So this feels like it's speaking of, is there a third person, Alvin? So I feel like this maybe could be you and two other family members who are in this experience, who have also, you know, maybe your immediate family, or that this is three, your mother and someone else, and there was this tight-knit bond between the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles feels like this sort of family unit, this bond. And that bond still feels very strong, still feels very connected. The Three of Pentacles is when we support each other, when we can work together. My dad and my brother. Okay, so the three of you who are in this together. So Spirit is maybe saying, I feel like that this is where we can lean on each other. You know, you're all in a way maybe looking upwards to the spirit of your mother, and you have that deep bond and understanding of what she meant to you all. And in turn, that your mother can see that connection in you three, and maybe that even reassures or comforts her spirit that even though that she's left this plane, that there's this unit that she knows that still exists back on this earth between you two. And maybe you worked together, I'm sure you did, to care for your mother through this journey. You knew this end was coming, but you've worked together and lent on each other, and that will continue. One more, please, Spirit. And the King of Cups, so this is riding the wave of the emotions of what you'll be going through, Alvin. The King of Cups is about, you know, like grief is meant to have, which is there's a kind of myth around grief that has like a beginning and an end process, you know, timeline. But I feel like grieving is something that is ongoing in a way, till you'll always be grieving this. But the King of Cups has the power, has the emotional intelligence about being able to feel all the feelings that arise in you and not pushing them down, not resisting them. And it will be like riding them like a wave, yeah, like an ocean. And it'll be difficult at sometimes not to be overwhelmed by them. But the King of Cups is the master of being able to feel the feelings and not be overwhelmed by them to the point of detriment, yeah? And your container for that will be this bond, this Three of Pentacles with your unit, who will be on their own King of Cups journey, you know? You know what only you three maybe truly know what your mother meant to you, yeah? So a very emotional time, and as much as possible allowing yourself space and time to feel the feelings and not try to push past them or avoid them, but to sit with them as best that you can at this very difficult time. I'll leave it there, Alvin, okay? Okay. Love and light to you, Alvin. I'll move on now. So Shruti asks, I would like to know how my mom is feeling since the property case is ending. You're welcome, Alvin. Love and light. This was the last thing that was connecting us. Now we are out of each other's lives for good. Wow, that's a big deal, Shruti. I feel relieved and scared. Yes. Just read what Alvin says that. I love that. Let our bond be the container for our grief. Yes. I'm glad you were able to hear that, Alvin. Love to you. Love to you. Okay, Shruti, I have your question. Thank you. That is scary, Shruti. Something very final about that, yeah? Oh, these cards are jumping out. The Emperor. So your mum has lost some control. And I feel like she knows that, yeah? The Emperor. The shadow side of the Emperor, if you can see here, it's a very fierce energy, okay? And when the Emperor is in the light side, it can be someone who is very effective, someone who is a good leader. But the shadow side is that the Emperor can be very controlling, to the point of, you know, being really oppressive, yeah? And I feel like your mum knows. So the question is, I would like to know how my mum is feeling since the property case is ending. And this is an Emperor. This is someone who likes to be in control, who has lost some control. And this is going to rattle her. This is going to make her unhappy. This is going to unsettle her. You can see how this Emperor looks quite fierce, okay? They're not particularly happy, okay, about this. But this is a relief, and this is a bond and a chain that has been released, yeah? So I don't know if you've experienced kickback on that, or if she may try to react to try to regain some control somewhere else from you, but maybe that's not possible, you know? Maybe there's nowhere else that she can go with this. One more message, please, Spirit. Nine of Wands, this is you. I believe Shruti, who has been through many battles on this journey, okay, 9 wands, each wand representing a battle. And the 9 of Wands is when we kind of arrive, we're burnt out, yeah, we're battered, we're bruised. But the 10 of Wands is when maybe you're kind of edging towards those, you've kind of made that last you've cut that last tie. And then the 10 of Wands is when we can kind of finally put the burden down and we will close out this cycle. I'm wondering if the final wand could be, you know, a last attempt somewhere from your mum to try to get control over you. Or it could just be like the emotional hangover of everything that's gone on between you. But ultimately, you know this is a relief, this is a good thing. But the person who is controlling is always going to be a bit unsettled and unhappy, of course, to have lost that control over you, Shruti. So at this time, protect your energy, stay strong in your resolve. Rest, because you've been through an awful lot. So try to rest, but also resist any negativity coming through from your mum, any final throws, I'll leave that there, Shruti. Shruti says we are not talking, so there's no connection possible. Okay. So that feels to be the best way, yeah? But energetically, so she's not able to communicate that she's not happy, but energetically we see her being rattled by this. Thank you, Geeta. Yeah, so Shreya and Veni, I don't know who is here. Oh, you're all wet. Thank you, Geeta. So thanks for moderating, Geeta. I'll read for you at the very end if you've got time to stick around. No problems if you can't. Thank you, Veni. So Veni says, I'm planning to bring my partner to meet my parents this month. Been planning since last month, both keep postponed. What is the guidance for this? Okay. Major Arcana, Justice. You will get there in the end, okay, Veni? This meeting, Justice is like a fair outcome, generally a positive outcome. Whatever you are hoping for the outcome of this, I believe will come to you. The balance of the scales will be balanced. You just have to make steps, control what you can control, if that makes sense, okay? This woman, in a way, she's trusting her intuition. She's holding the line. She's not panicking. She's keeping the ideal situation outcome. Hold that in your mind. Aim for that outcome. Keep persisting. And I believe that you'll get what you want, Veni. I feel like now it's like we're in this Five of Pentacles. Maybe you feel like anxious, maybe you feel disappointed in people around you. The Five of Pentacles is about being in a kind of state of lack of some kind and the disappointment. But what the Five does say, Benny, is that it will pass. Okay, it will blow over. Sometimes the Five of Pentacles, to me, it always reads as at the time of when the situation is happening, when you're kind of in the eye of the storm, it can feel like a very big deal. It can feel very intense. But always with the Five, that it actually passes quicker than what you might think. And it kind of has a way of just passing, resolving itself. And then we move on to, say, the Six of Pentacles, which is balance, reciprocity, things getting better. So I would say, just hold your vision of what you want. Look at all this beautiful pink, this outcome. You will have to be strong, so don't panic. And let things fall into place, which they will do. I hope that resonated. Thank you, Geeta. So Tia B, my love, please go ahead and post. Just going to move this out. Tia says, Pisces wanted to have a specific convo with me last night. We connected and had a really great time. That's good. We talked about everything except the one thing he wanted to talk about in the first place, lol. What are his intentions at this point? Can I ask what he wanted to talk about? It's okay if you want to keep that private. Well, let's see what his intentions are at this point. Your Pisces always want to have these conversations, isn't he? These deep and meaningfuls. Oh, lovely. The start here. He wants this to, his intentions are pure, his intentions, he wants this to work out. The Star card is a beautiful card. There is no, it's a very pure card. It's a card of innocence, and it is a card of a wish coming true. So there is some kind of hope and wish here for it to work out with you, for this to progress. Tia B says, I think it was his capacity to date exclusively, but I'm not sure. Okay. His intentions, I'm going to pull another card, but his intentions from this, you know, are good, are pure. I'm going to ask for a comment on just on that, on dating exclusively, like we say, we're not sure if it's that, but about the issue, a comment on the issue about what he said he wanted to talk about, and then that never came up. I think he just had second thoughts on that. The Six of Pentacles, if you can see, this is you two, maybe because you had a good time, because things felt good. And this kind of maybe stalled these thoughts, resolved this question before even having to talk about it. Six of Pentacles is balance. It's like an equal give and take. It's reciprocity. So maybe he felt, you know, actually this is something that I want to give to. I don't know what the setup is. Yes, I even tried to initiate, but he bypassed it. Interesting. So he felt, and in real time maybe decided that what he was giving, he was getting back from you. This was a good thing that you've got going. And let's not, let's not upset the scales. Why cause trouble with something that's working? So I feel like that maybe just being with you answered his question. 1 second, sorry, the cats are just acting up. I feel like your Pisces just kind of maybe plays games with himself in his head of like that, this is something that he's into and this is something really that he's committed to, but he's almost like trying to keep one foot out but kind of failing at doing that, and if he just needs to be a bit more honest with himself about what's going on here. It's like his little security blanket, isn't it? I hope that resonated to you. Thank you for posting. So don't be stalking me, dude. Asks, A and I hadn't been talking. She wanted a hug the other day because I looked good, but I was still mad. So yesterday I had some free time. I stopped by her work to see her. How did she feel? Okay, let's do, you're very welcome, Tia. Let's do an energy check-in on A and how she's feeling about you, how she's feeling about this connection. They're feeling some feelings on this, okay? King of Cups, doesn't matter about gender. Stirred some emotions, stirred some feelings, okay? King of Cups is about deep feelings, deep emotions. And the King of Cups, the lesson or the message is about having some big feelings and that they're either sort of trying to manage these emotions and not be overwhelmed by them, not become sort of reactive, or maybe they sort of are resisting the urge to contact you, to reach out to you. They're trying to be like level, yeah, they're trying to be, they may have a lot of empathy and emotional intelligence as well, if you know that about them. But I would say you popping by stirred things up for them, yeah? And now they're kind of contemplating what comes next. Should I make a move? Should I wait for you? There is some, and maybe some, they're observing their feelings, They're feeling a certain way about this connection. Maybe there's mixed feelings here as well. Hope that it'll work out. Then some insecurities about, if it will work out, if you've had some disagreements, yeah. So she is into this, I would say, and that she is really probably looking for a bit more reassurance from you. and she has these emotions and feelings which she's just trying to manage. So you saw her this morning too. She was very smiley. So she's got a girlfriend, okay. Yeah. So maybe that's where this emotional feeling mixed up as well. You know, if she's in a connection and she's having feelings for you, then that's obviously complicated, yeah? That's like a lot to deal with. So it is kind of on her, yeah? If she's the one in the connection, then her choice, her decision, that's for her to figure out, which it looks like at the minute that is something that she's trying to figure out. Hope that resonated for you. Thank you, Anshaman. Anshaman, if you want to post your question. Don't be stalked says supposedly they are breaking up, okay. Well, I feel like she is having some angst about it. Don't be stalking me. Just with the King of Cups, it is kind of like some deep emotions and some sort of deep contemplation there. So I actually don't think that she's been flippant about this. Maybe she gives off the idea that that this is something that she's not bothered about. With that King of Cups would speak about some deeper feelings and some kind of angst around the situation. So Anshuman asks, I would like to know something about a person entering into my love life. Currently single as a black rose in a flower garden. I like that expression. And people are telling a past person is going to come reunion and all. So I ask. I'm not sure if you've worded that. So you're wanting to know, Anshuman, love life wise, who's going to be coming through into your love life next. So let's get is that correct? And we'll get a character energy check-in. Like I always say when asking this question, if you recognize this person, then obviously they seem familiar and it's that person that's coming back around to you. But if you don't recognize these characteristics, that's obviously indicating someone new. So let's have a look. Okay. So the first step, really, it has to come from you, Anshuman, okay? The Page of Wands is about looking to the future and getting very clear about what it is that you want and who it is that you want, okay? This is your energy. And the Page of Wands is about really kind of gathering information. There is still this period of you being on your own, okay, is about a period for you to get clarity about who it is that you want and what it is that you want. Focus on your manifestation during this time as well. So journal, visualize, meditate on who it is that you want. Imagine that ideal relationship. This isn't a waste of time being the black rose in the flower garden, okay? You're actually getting very clear. And also what you're doing in this time, I feel like this Ten of Wands, there is maybe someone from the past, okay? What maybe you need to get clear on is is there someone from the past who you need to decide, are we going to release them, or are we going to try again and go back to this? It's interesting that Gita actually just says there, Anshuman, you still have hope from this past person. And the 10 of Wands, okay, is closing the end of a cycle. And I feel like you need to be honest with yourself in this Page of Wands, that there are still feelings maybe for this past person. If you want to confirm or deny that, Anshuman, let us know. But the 10 of Wands is about getting closure, and it's about putting a burden down. And I am wondering, I don't know if this past person, you know, this memory of them and this longing for them, is maybe it's time to release this person, yeah? So there's no holding a torch for anyone, because this 10 of Wands, it could just be that you are still in the process of, there is still, with this 10 of Wands though, it does talk about there is releasing past energies, releasing burdens. The 10 of Wands is when we arrive somewhere and we are burnt out. And so really with both these wands, both of them are wands cards. Clear out the old energy, get closure, and get clear on your future and what it is that you want. And what I actually feel like is that we need a new person and some new energy, and that we don't want to go back to the past. This 10 of Wands says, you know, we've been there, we've done that, we didn't find what we wanted there. So we need to manifest the ideal relationship and bring in and hold space for the person that is coming through for you next, okay? Which is someone new, I believe. Okay, I'll move on. So Namira, my love, has Namira posted? Hi Seer. So Namira says, hi Seer, can I have an energy update about love like we did at the beginning of December? Yes, I remember. I'm wondering what is coming. And you just confirms are you single, Namira? I felt like at the beginning of December there was someone in your energy field. You're welcome, Anshuman. Okay, this is for Namira. Lots of love readings today. Just confirm, Namira, that your situation at the minute, I believe you're single, but just, yes, I'm single. Alexander is in my energy field. That's what I remember. Knew someone was there. Okay, let's have a look. What's coming, yeah? Ooh. I mean, just like last time, I think in a way, I feel like there is this Page of Cups here it's a love offering. Cups is about love, it's about romance, it's about matters of the heart. And here we have this beautiful love offering that is held in this cup here. Let's have a look at Alexander specifically to see if this is where it's going to come from. I mean, this Three of Pentacles says that you and... It seems telepathy between us. Beautiful. Yeah, that is a beautiful card. Three of Pentacles is about that you have the same goal, okay? It's about teamwork. It's about a union, really. And that we are... The Three of Pentacles is that you have the same goal in mind so that you're on the same page. In what you want, which I think is for this connection to develop. So what's the block? Do you feel like there's a block? Is it just slow moving? Is there a, do you know what is slowing this connection down? Because I feel like here we have the Three of Pentacles, we're on the same page. Then we do have this kind of separate message, really, that whatever is going on for you, Namira, it would say with this card that a love connection is on its way to you for sure. I'm just going to wait for you. To say a little bit more about if you do feel a block, you know, or maybe it's just a matter of time. Maybe it's going at its own pace and there's nothing wrong with that. You're in no contact, okay? Anything else, Spirit? One final message for Namira, please. Page of Wands. It's just a matter of time, really. Page of Wands is when we're kind of like gathering our, just like I spoke to Anshuman, really, the Page of Wands time is when it's about our passions and our desires and about getting very clear and refining our vision. So that's what you can do, Namira, so you feel like that you are not, this kind of waiting period is not a waste of time, because here is the love connection on its way to you, the love offering. So in the meantime, with this Page of Wands, work on your manifestation. So visualize, affirmations, journal, do that daily, okay, or as often as that you can, to really get into that energy and help it to, you know, hold space for it to come through easily and for it to come through as quickly as possible. Getting really clear about what you want helps break down barriers and helps break down obstacles. So if you want to manifest someone specific, like Alexander as well, so try to reframe it that, you know, say that he's not busy, that he's now got all the time in the world for this connection. I can expect to hear from him soon. Or if you want to just open it more up to just general love, then do that. But whatever resonates most strongly with you. Alexander the Great. Yes, I was trying to think who, what Gita was saying there, yeah. That's what we'll call him from now on, Namira. He's Alexander the Great. That's a good manifestation already, Namira. Alexander the Great can only be great. Thank you, Samreen. Samreen says, What is the energy around a salary increasement for me this year? Because I've gotten really bad reviews regarding my performance. Oh no, from my manager. As last quarter I was going through a lot. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, your mind, your heart was elsewhere, Samreen, so you weren't really focused. Let's see what's going to happen this year. So this is reassuring, okay, Samreen. So Seven of Pentacles is when I feel like you can make up for lost ground, okay? So because of kind of the previous hard work that you did prior to maybe things, like if you got distracted and weren't doing your best. The Seven of Pentacles, I feel like, is that if you can turn it around now, then we can get back on track, okay? Seven of Pentacles is a period of kind of assessment and analysis. So let's get back to focusing on work again, yeah? And we've learned the lessons, what we kind of mistakes that we've made, and we won't do them again. And the Seven of Pentacles is really being quite analytical and applying, you know, we know what works and what doesn't. I imagine in your role, yeah, that Samreen says, I was dealing with my mother's surgery and breakup, that to a co-worker. Yes, so very intense stuff, and understandable, you know, it has to, we're only human and it has to come out somewhere, yeah. So let's just put that in the past, okay, and let's draw a line under that's what happened. Hopefully now we're in a better place. The Seven of Pentacles is when we can focus more on money and we can focus on work a bit more, okay? And then the Seven of Pentacles, so just kind of review, assess, and then apply. You know, you've got the skills, you've got the knowledge to just apply, do what works and leave behind what doesn't. And then you see the natural progression. So the Seven of Pentacles will then lead you on to the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles, when we're really producing good quality work. Then the Nine of Pentacles is when we get the financial rewards and the financial independence, and leads to the 10, which is the kind of final goal of abundance. So you can reroute this, Samreen, and we can get back on track. You just need to draw a line under the bad feedback. You need to draw a line under, you know, life happened. It does happen. That's okay. And we just move on at this point. And we just, I hope if you've got the space and you're feeling maybe more peaceful and more able to focus now, then we can get back to it. And like I say, just really apply your existing knowledge and do what needs to be done. And then soon enough, you'll be in the Eight of Pentacles producing really good quality work. So this is hopeful. This is positive. It obviously takes your effort and hard work and focus again, but if you can do that, you can get this back on track, Samreen. Thank you, Geeta. So we have Temperance and Virgo. We have Temperance and Virgo Empress. No worries, Temperance, thank you. Thank you, Temperance. You're welcome, Samreen. So Temperate asks, what advice can Spirit give about my finances? I'm currently in the middle of shifting out of the lack mindset. Okay. The spirit of greed has been attacking my bloodline and myself for a couple of generations. Okay. Oh, cards are jumping. The Tower. Wow. Major Arcana. So have we been through a Tower moment which put you in lack, Temperance? The Tower moment is a moment when it can be job loss, or it can be that some kind of security, some kind of path breaks down, and it can be very sudden, it can be very shocking. So this could have happened in like quite far back in the past, okay? But this was maybe an instigator into what it shifted you into this lack mindset, which it can do, because when something kind of catastrophic happens, it can obviously do that to us. We can experience a sort of a great loss in Tower moments. Now, with a Tower moment, I like to call it a spiritual intervention, because the Tower is when, even though something may have been secure, or a certain path that we thought was going one way, which can be a job, a relationship, a living situation, it could be anything in your life, yeah, that you kind of thought was, this is where it's going, this is what's happening. And the universe, you were never kind of going to leave it yourself, because of the security, maybe because you felt trapped. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't with that, or all of the above. Also, yes, December the 26th, 24, I was fired, and I've been searching ever since for restoration and balance. Okay, so here we go. Now, the Tower moment, like I say, is a spiritual intervention of that. It literally is like it picks, the universe comes in, picks you up out of a situation, and just throws you in a completely different path and direction, which is what you've been grappling with ever since. And you hated that job, but maybe because of the security and the, I feel like many of us have been there. I know I've experienced that before, where you kind of get trapped somewhere, stuck somewhere, it for a million and one reasons. Okay, we kind of sometimes have to stay in jobs that we hate, etc. Anyway, so this was your Tower moment. 4 years with the company and they just let me go unexpectedly. Awful. Right, so Spirit, we know Spirit's framed the situation. We're still reeling from this. What comes next? I suppose Spirit wants you to know, maybe you do know, that even though that was traumatic, it was really not meant for you. And the universe kind of just ripped you away from that. Ace of Swords. Clarity. Fresh starts. Do we know where we want to go, Temperance? Have you been able, is this something you're working on, or do you feel like you have this sword of clarity of where you know you want to go? Because there is the Ace of Swords is the promise and is the message of a new beginning and of a fresh start, and that is close to your truth as well. Look how illuminated this sword is, and it's about your truth and what you want. So are we here there? Are we here yet? Or is this something that we're still working on? Let me know. So Temperance says, yes, I know I can't go back yet. And yes, I'm in school for a career path. Awesome. Okay. So we're on track. We're on the right path now. We have our clarity. We have the Ace of Swords. So I feel like, and the Three of Cups is a card of celebration, and it has a very light-hearted energy. Actually, the Three of Cups, there's this sense of trying to enjoy the journey, enjoying friendship and connection, and maybe as well focusing on, I know you said that you're shifting out of a lack mindset, so trying to shift into where you are already abundant. So in connections, in family, I feel like there is strong bonds around you, of a support network, like I say, friends, family, however that manifests, maybe in your school environment even. And this will help usher in the financial success or security that you are looking for, focusing on what you already have, areas of your life that are working, areas of your life that are abundant. Because we're in school and because we're connected to our truth, I feel like we are on the right path, but it can take some time, and you'll be in schooling, you're working towards this goal. So try not to put our life on hold as well, about where the money can come from, where it can come in from unexpected places as well. And how we can usher that in is by leaning into, which maybe you're already doing, leaning into the areas where you are already abundant. But it's almost like Spirit is saying, I feel like this is what's important though. The fact that you're on the right path, the Ace of Swords, and that you're committed to your truth and that you have that clarity. This feels like this resonates above everything else, is that the fact that you've found this and that you're where you're meant to be, that is abundance in itself. Enjoy the journey and lean into where you're already abundant in order to bring more abundance in. I'll leave it there. Hope that resonated. And last but not least, well, we have Virgo, and then we have Gita. I'm not sure if Virgo's here. Virgo Empress, do post your question if you are. Temperance says, a good friend told me it's not about the goal always, but about the journey. Yeah, so yes, I'm trying to find the joy along the path. It's easier said than done, but it is, I feel like it's always the goal for us, but a lot of the time humans are always striving for the next goal. I tend to become hyper focused, all work, no play. Yeah, me too, Temperance. I can relate to that. And that you interpreted that exactly as it was intended. This is a fun card, yeah. This is a social card. And for us people who tend to lean, into the all work category, this area tends to suffer, and we have to often remind ourselves about this. and loose. Remember to stay a bit loose, you know. Love and light, Temperance. Okay, so I'll read for Virgo and then I'll read for Gita. Virgo asks, hi, what will people think about my new YouTube Facebook video? Will they be attracted by it? It was mute for a few years and wasn't consistent on my socials. Wonder how they'll receive my new aura. Awesome, let's have a look. So what is the energy surrounding this? And as you say, how will they receive my new aura? Oh, lovely. So the Ten of Wands pop through. We've got the Hermit card on the bottom here as well. It's common in Spirit likes to do this in a way, sometimes just kind of sprinkle messages of the whole picture, yeah? And the Ten of Wands is kind of saying that maybe initially last time, Virgo, when you were mute for a few years, that you were kind of in burnout and that you needed to put some burdens down and close out certain things that were maybe going on in other areas of your life and close out a cycle. And that wasn't, you were correct in the sense that that wasn't the right energy, or the energy wasn't there at that time for you to put out your message in how it was intended and with the good vibes, yeah? And then what we have, and what happened in that time, so we kind of took our energy back. We maybe retreated into ourselves, at least in this area, yeah? We did some reflecting, we did some hermit work, which is where you can be on your own, really, retract your energy, have a look at your connection with Spirit and where that is. Do some internal work, do some work on your connection with Spirit. And then here we arrive in this beautiful, you know, 2 major arcanas here in this journey, so it's no small thing. And we have the Lover's card, which is an aligned connection. So as you head back out here, Virgo, that you are aligned with Spirit and that you are aligned in your message, and this will be received in this way. So those that it's meant to find, it will be greeted in this way. So it's a powerful place to be, and this is where you need to kind of stay in this energy and build. The Lovers is all about a connection, and it's like your connection with Spirit, your connection to the work that you do on your channel is then able to reach those and pass on that connection, yeah, and help them in turn connect to their spiritual guidance or whatever that your message carries, yeah. So it all starts with your connection and then being able to express that to others and allow the viewers to in turn, they're able to connect. I hope that resonates and that makes sense. But I feel like Spirit just wanted to tell this kind of full story, as often Spirit does, about where you've come from and the journey that you've been on, and spell this out for you very clearly, and how we land in this beautiful Lover's energy. So very positive, and your goal, your focus is about nurturing your connection, and then it will just naturally reach others, reach your viewers. So I hope that resonated. Hey Shreya, I'm sorry, yeah, so I called your name, but if I missed your turn, I just have to keep things moving, sorry. So just catch us on Monday, Shreya, and we'll be live again. Then I'll confirm the time on Sunday. So Geeta, my love, this is for you. So Geeta asks, what's going on between me and Prem? Yesterday he unblocked my Insta. Today he blocked me. I'm angry with him. Yeah, why he's doing that. And when I make distance, I'm watching his name everywhere. What's going on? Okay, let's have a look about this. Blocking, unblocking, playing games, like you say. Let's have a look, Geeta. You're seeing his name everywhere. Let's have a look at his energy now. Particularly this kind of blocking and unblocking. 9 of Wands. I think this brings the question, I'm going to pull another card specifically on him, but I feel like Spirit's kind of bypassed temporarily, and it's asking you, Geeta, he's playing games with you. Do you want to keep fighting for this? That's what the question 9 of Wands asks, okay? So if this is these games, you know, that are being played have happened kind of numerous times, where, you know, each wand kind of represents a battle in a way. And it can talk about feeling burnt out, frustrated, you know, understandably angry like you do now. And I think it does ask the question, Geeta, this is obviously free will about what you want to do. But if you want to keep fighting for this, because this is a battle in a way, and sometimes it may be that, you know, should it be such a fight? Should it be such a battle? Let's have a look at their energy though. Try and get something from that, something to ask yourself, something to decide. I mean, 3 of Pentacles says that there is something here, still here for them. I kind of feel like that they won't fully let go of you, but these games may continue. So the 3 of Pentacles is when, I mean, the shadow side of the Team of Pentacles is when, like, someone is maybe not willing to work with you on this, okay? But also I kind of get the message from this that they'll never fully close the door. So they won't, you know, say permanently block you or permanently stop communicating. It will be this kind of in-out energy, yeah? And it's difficult for you to get on the same page. So in that sense, yeah, it's a battle for you, exactly, Geeta. And I feel like that if you kind of continue this connection with them, which of course I understand if you can't let go of it at this time, that's understandable and you need to see this out. I feel like though the permanent kind of letting go would have to come from you. You would have to walk away. And what you'll get from them is kind of a continuation of this, yeah, in out kind of energy. Hot, cold, hot, cold. And I feel like that is going to continue, Geeta. So where does that leave you, you know, if you want to keep fighting with this kind of energy? I don't want you to waste your energy. What I would say is, which I think I've said in the past, is If you feel like you're not able to close the door on this person, that's fine. But also look at pursuing other connections, okay? Look at exploring other connections and see if you can build on that. And then just let this be what it is, you know, let it exist. If it progresses further down the line, then go with that. But if not, then, you know, but I would look to pursue other connections as well. Okay, I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for moderating, Geeta. Much appreciated. Thank you to everyone who also brought their questions. I appreciate you. I hope that the message resonated for you, brought you some peace, brought you some guidance that you were looking for. Remember, always trust your own intuition and your guidance and connection with spirit. And I will be live again on Monday. So have a beautiful weekend. Love and light. And keep, for all schedule updates, just keep an eye on the community tab. Love and light, guys. Take care. Love to you, Geeta. Bye bye.